Hi, I'm making this video real quick regarding the origins of the Rh negative bloodline, a theory regarding the Oraphim. I myself, when I was 11, I'm O negative, and when I was 11 years old, I had a lucid dream where I got up from bed, was wearing a long blue nightgown, and I walked into the bathroom, and I looked in the mirror, and I saw a reptilian-like hand grab my throat. Next thing I know, I never saw the creature, I just knew I saw the hand and the arm. Anyway, it grabbed me by my hair and it dragged me down the hallway, through the patio door open really forcefully, dragged me across the little metal grate, that it slides up and down on, and then through my yard, and was dragging me in a circle pattern over and over and over again. And I woke up in my bed and found I had grass all in my hair, all over me. My nightgown was torn, and I had grass stains all over, and cuts and bruises and stuff afterward. I've had a lot of weird paranormal experiences in my life, and that's definitely one of the first ones that I had. That it was around puberty. So anyway, I came across this information, and just would like to record it, for future reference. So here we go.
Of the subject. The insert can trigger a person to commit certain destructive behaviors or criminal acts. From the fourth dimension, the reptilians use holographic inserts which project ideas or images onto our minds based on the destructive vices of the human range of the third dimension. For example, they could project a false or real memory based around pride. The insert can only be created based on information you are already aware of. This embarrassing, manufactured or real memory will then make the human subject act on this false or real memory of pride, altering the timeline they exist in for destruction. This produces more destructive life force energy for them to feed off and will ensure the insert will remain in place to siphon more destructive energy. The life force energy is collected by a fourth dimensional alien artificial intelligence machine structure. This is known as a reversal grid. The grid was put into place by negative aliens in 25,500 BC. The grid has the effect of buffering incoming and outgoing signals from the Earth to the higher dimensions. It is the reason for the memory block we experience at birth. The grid is constructed by impinging scalar sonic pulses at the Earth's ley line system. The ley line system conducts and transmits frequencies throughout our body and the planet. The scalar sonic pulses create an interference pattern or electrostatic force field which enshrouds the Earth. The grid is designed specifically to split gender polarities and promote the abuse and trauma of both male and female sexual energies through our content perception behavior of satanic and Luciferian forces. Stonehenge in the UK acts as a final collection point by directing huge amounts of power through collected stolen life force from multiple subsidiaries all over the globe through the planetary grid lines. Subsidiary networks exist at every planetary gate. These are Earth's connection points or portals into the universe. The Alpha Draconian's agenda is to keep the planet in a state of fear so we continue to produce destructive life force energy as they feed off of it. They do not want us to ascend to a higher frequency as they would lose control. When researching this topic, you come to find that 250,000 years ago, a reptilian race from Sirius B altered the genetics of the primate race, splicing it with the original human race, labeled as the Oraphim. This modification gave us Homo sapiens sapien. This is what gives us our extremes of emotion and is the missing link scientists speak about. The Oraphim are responsible for the Rh negative bloodline. This bloodline holds the genetics to the
Oh, hold on, so sorry.
Original 12-strand DNA blueprint. This Rh negative bloodline is considered the Holy Grail, as those that have it passed down are able to achieve a personal ascension of 12th density consciousness, also known as Christ consciousness. By age 22, the Oraphim reach 9th density consciousness. This level is referred to as the mouth of God, as they have access to universal knowledge. By age 33, they would have reached 12th density consciousness. These people are considered the spirits of Christ. A very small percentage of people, less than 5%, will incarnate as Oraphim. They are here to spread knowledge and repair planetary field damage to help with the ascension cycle of the Earth. For this reason, the fourth dimensional reptilians seek to break the mindset of all Oraphim, and they are under constant psychological warfare through the technology mentioned earlier. They are subjected to constant holographic inserts, and some have their dreams hijacked by reptilians. This is a corrupted dream state with extreme negativity or interference in the astral state through lucid dreams. After the first modification, more alterations were made. this time by a race called the Anunnaki. They're 75% human, 25% reptilian. The Anunnaki are a root race that formed from the Sirian's constellation's evolution cycles. They are a result of the reptilian hybridization program. The last genetic alteration done by the Anunnaki is what gives us the humans which walk on the earth currently. After the genetic tinkering, the Anunnaki admired the female's appearance and decided to impregnate them through the means of rape. This created a race called the Nephilim. This race are a mix of Anunnaki and Oraphim, so are therefore genetically part reptilian and part human. They have the genetics of Anunnaki, Oraphim, and the primate race. The Nephilim have 9, 10, 11 DNA strands. This caused DNA mutations within people on the planet. The Nephilim bloodline links many families who are currently in power and is the same as the Draconian bloodline. Not all people who are of the Nephilim bloodline are corrupt, but they are human representatives of the reptilian agenda who are bred for this reason. The Nephilim are most affected by holographic inserts and some are walk-ins. They are easily possessible due to their genetics. This research suggests that the royal family and many others who are ruling the world are part alien of the Nephilim bloodline who carry out satanic rituals to communicate with demonic entities. There is a planetary battle between Rh-negative Oraphim bloodline and the Nephilim bloodline. The Oraphim bloodline being 12-strand Christ DNA and the Nephilim bloodline being 11-strand hybrid DNA. The Oraphim were originally 12th dimensional, existing on the shortest wavelength with the highest form of energy. They then lowered their
Hit play, please.
wavelength of consciousness, appearing in the 7.23 centimeter wavelength of the third dimension we are in now. As they made the shift, their blueprint bodies were stepped down in frequency as a third density consciousness human form were not able to hold the genetic material of a full Oraphim consciousness. Only final incarnations of Oraphim genetics can hold the full Oraphim consciousness, known as Christ consciousness. Two human genetic bloodlines on Earth are Rh positive and Rh negative. Rh positive is iron-based blood and is positively charged. Rh negative blood is copper-based blood and is negatively charged. The first humans here, Oraphim, were copper-based. It is the strongest genetics on the planet, although the population is small. Our physicality had a natural defense to positive and negative frequencies due to the copper mineral in our blood. Our blood systems adapted to iron because of depletion of copper due to radiation. Therefore, the positive came about due to the depletion of copper in Rh negative blood type Oraphim. Some people who have had Oraphim genetics include Princess Diana and Cleopatra. Cleopatra was the last active ruler of the Ptolemaic Kingdom of Egypt, reigning until the 12th of August 30th BC, ruling for 21 years. Her son was Ciceron. From him we get the word Caesarean. He was born of noble birth. This is also known as Rh disease. This is when a Rh negative mother has a baby with an Rh positive father. The baby will become Rh positive. Due to this, in later development, the mother's body finding an antigen foreign to its own releases antibodies that begin to kill the fetus. Due to this, a C-section needs to take place to save the baby's life. This lowers the baby's rate of survival and it is born prematurely. Ones which survive this are considered demigods or pharaohs due to their genetics being Oraphim. Ciceron's mother was a blue blood Rh negative due to her royal lineage. His father was Julius Caesar. He was a Roman politician and general who played a critical role in the events that led to the demise of the Roman Republic and the rise of the Roman Empire. The Oraphim have quantum probability control. This means that they literally create any events they want in their life, and therefore, in response, create events on Earth which have a rebound effect on humanity. This is because they were originally 12th dimensional beings, also known as the Founders and the Patau.
Princess Diana was always destined to be into the royal family and always destined to be murdered, because what happens is that this bloodline, these elite, becomes stale. It becomes, it breaks down. So you have to bring in fresh earthly genetics, but also higher human genetics to maintain its anchoring on the planet. And that's what poor old Princess Diana was. She was merely an anchor to maintain the elites' hold over their physical shape.
She realised that they'd drawn her into the Windsor web because they wanted her genes. They wanted to fuse the Windsor genes with the Spencer genes to produce another version of a genetic hybrid. with a particular genetic structure.
Diana was used for her Oraphim genetics to be combined with the royal Nephilim genetics to keep the offspring even without genetic breakdown. Diana is of the Merovingian bloodline. This is an Oraphim bloodline which is from the original human races holding 12 strands of DNA. Before Diana was born, her family bloodline would have been tracked to ensure she was given over to the Nephilim royal bloodline. Princess Diana's former butler, Paul Burrell, claimed Prince Charles ditched Diana after she gave birth to Harry. Paul claimed Diana had told him on the day Harry was born, once Charles had seen him in his cot as he wasn't present at the birth, he said, "I am delighted, now I have an heir and a spare." Paul claimed Charles then said to Diana, "My work is done, isn't it now? I'm off to the theatre with Camilla." She told Paul after hearing this, she cried herself to sleep knowing that her marriage was over. In 1993, Diana wrote a letter to her butler containing creepy revelations. In the letter, she wrote, "This particular phase of my life is most dangerous. My husband is planning an accident in my car, brake failure, or some head injury, in order to make the path clear for him to marry Tiggy. Camilla is nothing more than a decoy, so we are being used by the man in every sense of the word."
Okay, go ahead and pause it. Okay, if you're interested in watching the rest of this video, it's under this channel called Insomniac's channel on YouTube, was Princess Diana and Illuminati Moon Goddess Blood Sacrifice. I definitely have all the traits of RH negative individuals. I've had a lot of paranormal experiences in my life, high intuition, prophetic dreams. Sorry about that. My husband's an asshole. Anyway.
I prefer immature.
Yeah. He's also O negative. Anyway,
I think I was positive in your eyes.
Anyway, but I have had a theory that, you know, that there are two different forms of RH negatives because I think that we come from the scattered, you know, of scattered from the Jacob's line, and I believe that the elite come from Esau. I think it's, you know, like kind of a Jacob and Esau type of situation. But any other rhesus negative I've ever came in contact, you know, we have the same interests. We're truth seekers, left-handed usually, not always. Green eyes, gold in the eye, blonde hair, red hair. It could be any race, but the white race has the majority of the rhesus negative. The United States and Britain has a 15% concentration of rhesus negative population, but if you were to take the whole world's populace, it's only 4%. So we are rare. Some people believe that the 144,000 spoke of in Revelations, that they will hail from the rhesus negative bloodline. There's a lot of mystery to it, but we're really good at seeing intention and patterns. So just thought this was pretty interesting, because, you know, if you do study the rhesus negative bloodline, you're told that, you know, a lot of people have the confusion, think that you're, you know, evil, and you're part lizard, and this and that, you know. And in the Book of Enoch, it talked about, you know, one of the reasons why the flood occurred was because they were genetically engineering creatures. I mean, that's what the dinosaurs were, you know. Taking, you know, part human, you know, and part lizard DNA, you know, merging it together, and these ginormous reptilians happen, just like when the fallen bred with humans, these giant humanoid creatures were made, you know. So the earth was flooded, but it says that we were made in God's image, and I would think that, you know, there's the tall whites of the, you know, alien races that's been told, you know, that they speak about, people having experiences with, and it does make sense that we could be, you know, part fallen angel. Yeshua, Jesus Christ, Yeshua HaMashiach, he, based on the Shroud of Turin, his DNA, you know, shows that he's AB negative, or he was AB negative. the rarest of negative blood types. So Moses would have been Rh negative. Noah was an albino. If you have albinism, you definitely are rhesus negative or carry the gene. So, and one thing people don't understand, that Judaism is not a race of the skin. It's a race of the blood. Majority of Jews are rhesus negative. So we are known as the Grail children, or the holy bloodline, the Merovingian bloodline. So lots of I got a lot of answers from this documentary, questions I've had for many years. So hope this was helpful, and thank you for your time.